The distress beacon pierced through subspace like a scream in the void. On the Galactic Council's monitoring station orbiting Nexus Prime, Communications Officer Thelvara's tertiary eyes widened in horror as she decoded the message. The mining colony on Kepler 442F was under attack by the Krethnar raiders, and their defense grid had failed. "Send the distress signal across all frequencies," Thelvara commanded, her translator barely keeping pace with her frantic clicking. "Alert the nearest council patrol." Her superior officer checked the tactical display and released what could only be described as a defeated sigh. "The nearest patrol is 4 days away. The colony has hours at best." The SOS rippled across the galaxy, a desperate plea that most civilized species received with sympathy and helplessness. Most species, that is, except one. Lieutenant Commander Mia Chen stood on the bridge of the UHSV Indomitable, reviewing supply manifests when the alert came through. Her dark eyes snapped to the communications station where Ensign Park was already pulling up the decoded message. "Commander, we're picking up a distress call. Coordinates place it at Kepler 442F, approximately 6 hours away at maximum burn." Mia's jaw tightened. 6 hours. She'd read the reports about Krethnar raids. 6 hours might as well be 6 years for those colonists. She tapped her comm badge. "Captain Rodriguez to the bridge. We have a situation." Within minutes, Captain Leo Rodriguez strode onto the bridge, his presence commanding immediate attention. Where Mia was analytical precision, Leo was controlled intensity. Together, they'd turned the Indomitable from a simple patrol frigate into one of humanity's most respected vessels in this sector. "Report," Leo said, his voice steady despite the urgency crackling through the air. Mia pulled up the holographic display. "Kepler 442F mining colony under attack by Krethnar raiders. Population approximately 1,200, mix of Velian, Tross, and hegemony species. Council patrol is 4 days out." Leo studied the tactical situation for exactly 3 seconds. "How fast can we get there?" 6 hours at maximum burn, sir, but..." Mia hesitated, knowing what she had to say next. "Captain, we're a single frigate. The Krethnar typically raid in wolf packs. We'd be outnumbered at least 3 to 1. Leo's expression didn't change. "Set course for Kepler 442F. Maximum burn. Battle stations." The bridge crew exchanged glances. They were human. They knew what that order meant. They were going to fight. The Krethnar War Master Drakthul watched with satisfaction as his raiders herded the colonists into the central plaza. These soft, civilized species barely put up resistance. Their screams were music to his auditory receptors. "The vault codes," he growled at the Velian colony administrator who was trembling so violently his translator kept glitching. "Give them or we start executing your people." "Please," the administrator begged, his 3-fingered hands raised in supplication. "We sent a distress call. Help will come." Drakthul's laugh was like grinding metal. "Help? The nearest council patrol won't arrive for days. By then we'll have stripped this rock clean and beat." His second-in-command interrupted, mandibles clicking urgently. "War Master, we're detecting a ship dropping out of FTL, single-vessel frigate class." "One ship?" Drakthul snarled. "Destroy it." "War Master, the signature. It's human." For the first time in decades, Drakthul felt something unfamiliar. The humans. The Deathworlders. The species that had emerged from a planet so hostile that merely surviving childhood there made them among the most dangerous beings in the galaxy. "How many ships?" he demanded. "Just one, War Master. One ship. Against his fleet of 5 raiders." Drakthul's confidence returned. "Then they die first. All ships engage." The Indomitable erupted from FTL drive like an avenging angel. On the bridge, Mia's fingers danced across her tactical console while Leo stood at the center, his command presence anchoring the crew. 5 raiders as expected, Mia reported. "They're breaking formation to engage us." "Good," Leo said calmly. "They're used to prey that runs. Helm, take us straight at them. Mia, deploy countermeasures and charge main batteries." The Krethnar raiders opened fire, their plasma cannons lighting up the void. The Indomitable didn't dodge, it accelerated. Point defense turrets, products of human engineering obsessed with survival, intercepted 80% of incoming fire. The ship's armor, forged from materials harvested from Earth's hostile environment, absorbed the rest. "Target their lead ship," Leo ordered. "Railguns, full salvo." The Indomitable was built by humans who understood warfare at a visceral level, a species that had fought each other for millennia before turning that knowledge outward. The railguns fired, magnetically accelerated tungsten projectiles moving at a significant fraction of light speed. The first Krethnar raider simply ceased to exist, torn apart by kinetic energy that most species considered impractical. Too much power, too much heat, too much stress on the firing vessel. But humans had evolved on a planet with crushing gravity, radiation that should have been lethal, and an atmosphere that was technically a slow-acting corrosive. Their ships reflected that resilience. Evasive pattern Delta, Mia called out as return fire intensified, targeting second raider. The Indomitable rolled, its human crew enduring G-forces that would have liquefied most galactic species despite inertial dampeners. Another salvo. Another raider gone. On the planet's surface, Drakthul watched in disbelief as his fleet was systematically dismantled. Impossible! They're just one ship. His second-in-command was already retreating toward their landing craft. War Master, we must withdraw. No, Drakthul roared. But even as he spoke, his remaining raiders were breaking off, fleeing into FTL with whatever loot they could carry. Mia allowed herself a small smile as the last raider jumped away. Colony is secure, Captain. Reading 1,200 life signs, multiple species. Medical team standing by. Leo nodded, already composing his report. Well done, everyone. Anson Park sent a message to the colony. Let them know help has arrived. On the surface, the colonists emerged from their shelters, staring up at the ship that had appeared seemingly from nowhere. The Velian administrator, still shaking, activated his communicator. Thank you, he whispered. We didn't expect anyone to arrive in time. What fleet are you with? The response came through clearly, an accented but precise galactic common. This is Captain Leo Rodriguez of the United Human Space Vessel Indomitable. We received your distress call. Sorry we couldn't get here faster. One human ship had driven off 5 raiders. Across the colony, the same realization was dawning. The galaxy was full of ancient civilized species who had evolved on gentle worlds. They had science, culture, and wisdom. But when the monsters came in the night, it was the Deathworlders who answered the call. Later, as the Indomitable waited for the Council patrol to arrive, Mia stood beside Leo at the observation window, watching the colony lights flicker back to life below. Sir, she said quietly, the Galactic Council is going to want a full report on this engagement. Leo's reflection in the window showed the hint of a smile. Let them write their reports. We just did what humans do best. What's that, sir? We showed up. And across the galaxy on 1,000 worlds, a new understanding was spreading. When you sent an SOS into the void, you never knew who might answer. But if the Deathworlders of Earth responded first, you could count on one thing. They would fight like hell itself had come to your rescue. Because that's what humans did. That's what they'd always done. End.